And here we go. What's going on, YouTube? JT's1 here, and welcome back to another DC Comics news related video. Sorry I'm a few days late on this thing. It's been a really long week, but I thought I'd go ahead and take a look at the November 2021 solicitations. So let's get started on this thing. There is a lot of stuff happening in this thing. So James Tyne is going to be leaving Batman. We don't know who's going to be taking over come December or whoever. Personally, I hope it's Peter J. Tomasi because, well, he kind of got pushed out, it seems, of DC for whatever reasons, I don't know. But I would like for him to take over the main Batman book because we have Enrico Tamaki on Detective Comics, which has been pretty decent, but I like to have kind of like a stable name on the main Batman book. So Tiny's leaving. I don't know who's going to take over, but hopefully it's someone good. We'll see. So let's go ahead and take a look at these solicitations. So this is the end of his thing. We have this Batman Fear State Alpha Omega thing, or whatever it's called. So let's go ahead and take a look at these things. So we have Batman the Imposter #2. This is written by one of the screenwriters of the Batman. I'm not sure if it's exactly set in that world, but you got issues 2 and 3 there. There's a lot of Batman titles this month. I mean, written by Jock. Wait, is their name really just Jock? Another Batman, Black Label, whatever. So yeah, we got that going on there. So many things right here. We have Batman 116. So I think Tiny's final issue it's definitely one of the Fear State issues. I don't know if it's 116 or I think it's 117 because he's got the Fear State Alpha stuff. But let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. The only thing standing between an insane, heavily armed Peacekeeper 1 and a high body count in Gotham City is Batman. The first bout didn't go well for the Dark Knight, but the city is on the line. You can't let Scarecrow's master plan come to fruition. And whose side is Miracle Molly truly on? The penultimate chapter of Fear State. So we got that going on there. We got a backup with the Batgirls. Hopefully they get a solo book at some point. I mean, Batman's got like 1 million books this month. I mean, it literally should just be retitled. Instead of Detective Comics, it should just be Batman Comics because that's all it basically is. I mean, how many freaking Batman titles do we have to have? Not enough, apparently. So here it is. This is kind of the end of the Fear State thing. This is the finale for it all. Tynian is done after this thing. I think he's got that Fear State Alpha or whatever it is. I think that's the conclusion. But this is basically the conclusion of it all. Will Batman ever be the same? Batman Urban Legends #9. So we got this here. Outsider story. Fear State tie-in. Tim Drake has entered the fray to solve manipulated team. Won't be enough. The future of the Outsiders depends on the signal. We also have Batwoman in the Fear State. Yes, Batwoman is still there. We have an Azrael story. Tweedledee and Tweedledum story, which should be fun. I've enjoyed Urban Legends for the most part. I quite like the Red Hood storyline, but now that that's kind of going to be over, I'm not sure what it's going to, like, what amazing story is going to kind of grip me going forward, because we had that one. There's also something that happened this past week that made a lot of headlines at DC Comics, and I'll talk about that when I eventually get to talking about that comic because I'm a little far behind. We have Harley I'm Batman #3. John Ridley's whole thing with Jace, Tim Fox, whatever his name is, as the new Batman. I'm not sure if anybody's really talking about this stuff right now. I think early on during like the Future State stuff they were, but I feel like people have kind of fallen off this book in terms of interest. But I heard stuff that they want to have, like, there's going to be a new Batman taking over, and gee, I wonder who it's going to be. It's going to be Jace Fox. If it's not, I will be shocked, but it's pretty much going to be a given that it's them. Batman Secret Files, The Gardener. Tiny's got a lot of stuff coming on here, so this is stuff about The Gardener. We have Catwoman #37 by Ram V. We have Nightwing #86. I really like these covers too. We have this one here. We have this variants cover with the various Batgirls. I quite like the art style there. Nightwing and Babs have fought through fear-stricken Gotham streets, but now their fight takes them to the skies above Gotham with the Batgirls and Tim Drake, Robin, in tow. Is he going to get new identity? I don't even know at this point. He should get something, because if Damian's going to be Robin in the Robin solo book, then Tim should get another name. I mean, Tim's going through some changes as is, so why not get him a new name? Now aboard the Magistrate Skybase, they admit their mission brings some airborne Leviathan down, prevent Sears disinformation from being broadcast, and save the innocents aboard. But this paranoia-stricken city, not everyone's who they seem. So, yep, I like Tom Taylor's stuff, so we'll see where that goes. Detective Comics 145 by Enrico Tamaki. So now Batman and Nakano are going to seemingly kind of have to be at odds, but kind of also kind of working together, putting aside their differences. This is another Fear State tie-in. Everything's going to be all about Fear State coming up, so definitely have to be talking about that. Task Force Z, #2. This is kind of like the Suicide Squad equivalent, but with zombies. After Task Force Z's first mission goes Ari whatever you say it. Red Hood must rethink how to lead a team of unstable monsters against some of the most organized ranks of Lazarus resin dealers in the world. To manage this unruly bunch, Jason Todd is going to need a deputy in the field whom he can trust his eyes and ears. But on this team, such an ask isn't limited to the living. A ghost from Suicide Squad past returns in the cameo no one will see coming. That's a clue. Plus Bane's rampage, the Resurrection Twins get carried away, and more clues to the secret identity of the team's benefactor. All right, so we got that going on here. Fear State Omega #1. So I think this is this is the last thing. This is kind of like the annual. Let's go ahead and look at this image right here. So yeah, that's pretty much got these variant covers. Who's that? Is that the gardener? Okay, that's a cool design. So yes, this is kind of the end of Tyne's thing. As Gotham's Fierce Day comes to close, a new day dawns on the city, one without Batman, but the Dark Knight's absence does not mean the city is without heroes. Join James Tyne IV and Ricardo Ferrer as they bring Fierce Day to conclusion, introduce a new status quo that will reverberate throughout the DCU for years to come. So this is kind of the big conclusion of it all. We can see everyone's on the cover. Even Damian's back, it seems. So you got like everybody on this one. So this is definitely going to be a must pick up. I think this is it for Tyne. And I think he's going to still stay on the Joker book. But I think that's pretty much it for his Batman stuff, because he's going to Substack. So then we have this Robin's book right here, which should be kind of fun to do. So we got all the Robins here. We even have Stephanie Brown on there because she was Robin briefly. I don't know if this is in continuity or if it's kind of like this back, like outside of continuity thing, but it's written by Tim Seeley. So the 5 heroes to have donned the Robin cape and mask find themselves at a crossroads in their lives. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, and Damian Wayne come together to discuss the big thing that binds them together was being Robin and Batman's sidekick, the best choice they could have made. But before they can get to the heart of the matter, they're ambushed by an unknown assailant with a bone to pick with them. She claims to have been the first Robin, and she's out to prove Batman should have never trained any of them. Winner of DC's Round Robin tournament, as chosen by you, the readers. Yeah, make sure to read it, because people on Twitter were like, no, this is not good. Like, there was people on Twitter complaining about this book winning, like, no, it should have been the other books, Well, this one won the polls. It's pretty much a given. So I guess deal with it. Robin and Batman #1. So again, more Batman. Has this all been Batman? Literally everything is in some way connected to Batman. I'm excited because Dustin Nguyen's doing the art. I like some of his stuff. But this is only kind of a 3-issue miniseries thing. Just telling stories of Dick Grayson and that with him. Okay. Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant. This one actually has me really intrigued, because if you look at these really gorgeous looking covers, this could be like a villain special. We got the Al Ghuls there. But the biggest thing about this one right here is that Danny freaking DeVito is going to be writing a Penguin story. And I love Batman Returns. It's the most insane Batman movie ever made. And I love Danny DeVito as the Penguin. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to write for this thing, because, well, Danny DeVito is a talented writer. He's a talented director. In fact, I just watched Matilda like not too long ago, and like I think that still holds up. But I really like Danny DeVito, and I'm excited to see like his take on this whole Penguin thing. But yeah, Gotham City will be protected by the Dark Knight, but this major metropolitan destination is also plagued by some of the deadliest, most nefarious villains in the DC universe. And this oversized anniversary giant, DC Comics probably presents tales of Batman's deadliest foes, written and drawn by some of the biggest, most exciting names in comics. Marks the anniversary for the Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Mad Hatter, Killer Moth, and the original Red Hood. And Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant #1 brings these baddies to life in some big ways. Also featuring the anniversary celebration of the Penguin, written by none other than the man who brought Oswald Cobblepot to life in Batman Returns, star of the silver screen, Danny DeVito. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I am really excited to see this Danny DeVito Penguin story. I think it's going to come out the 30th. November is a stacked, and I mean stacked freaking month for DC Comics. I don't think I've ever seen a month this stacked before for them. Like, they are like throwing out all the stops. So now we have Tom Taylor's new storyline. So it's not deceased. It's kind of like a fantasy AU right here. So an entire medieval world will forever be changed when a spaceship crashed from a doomed planet. Monarchs will die, kingdoms will rise, and what seemed to be the end of the world for many was only the beginning. An epic high fantasy story set in a DC universe where nothing is what it seems, from worldwide bestselling writer Tom Taylor. And we got this medieval knights, Batman, Superman, DC universe type thing. So Dark Knights of Steel. So this should be kind of a fun one to like go through. Then we have the second issue of it. So there's issues 2 of 12. So I guess they're releasing 2 issues. Oh wait, no, this is for they're showing the December one. So I think December will be kind of a quiet month, all things considered, because, well, we got all this stuff in what is it? November. Justice League Incarnate #1. This is by Joshua Williamson. I guess this is right after the whole Infinite Frontier thing, because Williamson's going to be kind of taking over a lot of things. Wonder Woman Evolution #1. So we got that there. 'Tis the season to be freezing. Oh, the weather outside is freezing, but these stories are sure pleasing. So since you've no place to go, why not grab a sweater, pour a cup of hot cocoa, so because these 10 tales are sure to lower Mercury. Johnson, Harley Quinn, and a Blue Snow was there. Batman fights the cold hard Mr. Freeze. JLQ, don't stand over Mr. Blizzard. Blah 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 blah. So I will leave a link in the description so you can kind of go through and read these things. So I'm going through kind of briefly because there's a lot of stuff. Batman Superman Authority Special #1. This is kind of like an annual. So the Superman Batman thing. So we got that. Batman 2021 Annual #1. Another annual. How many Tyne books are coming out on the 30th? There's so many things. Batman 107 through 111 feature epic real tale Batman's frenemy Ghostmaker and the backup stories and the sense of shared conclusion sagas here. Ghostmaker has fought his way across Double Skull and is about to face every single villain from his rogue gallery at once. So is this just a Ghostmaker issue? Okay, well, if you've been interested in that, there you go. I guess I'll have to reread that stuff. Joker Annual #1. I haven't actually read like most of this week's comics. I read the Batman 89 one, but I haven't gotten around to anything else. So we got an annual there. Detective Comics Annual right here. So these annuals, God, there's so many books that are going to be coming out. How am I going to ever keep up with these? Thomas Wayne Shaw's Bat Begins, the Prelude Generation Epic New Detective Comics event. Mayor Nakano has signed off on the construction of a new Arkham Tower in the heart of Gotham City, and the Bat family's torn. Batman has long seen Arkham as necessary. It is flawed cog in the gears of this. A temporary solution to the larger problems that in many ways mirrors the approach of Batman. Nightwing, however, who grew up watching Arkham mutate into a villain factory, believes a different approach is needed, but Bruce and Dick will need to see eye to eye on more than just Arkham Tower. As a new villain known as the Major Man wreaks havoc in the streets and becomes the embodiment of Gotham's broken system. Oh, this is the Nightwing Annual right here. This one's going to be... Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong one. So we got this one. Then we have the Nightwing Annual. Why Jason Todd is continuing to use a crowbar is beyond me. I like Nightwing's little dog, Bitewing. That's adorable. So this is the annual coming out the 30th. Wow, there's so many books. Like, how am I going to keep up with all this stuff? My wallet's just going to be, like, sacrificed because I'm going to have to, like, read and review so many things. Like, November is just the most stacked month I think I've ever seen in terms of, like, how many different comics they're going to be coming out to, like, read. So Dick Grayson, this is Dick Grayson, Jason Todd one. This is the Nightwing 2021 Annual #1. The first Robin's most long stepped to the shadow of the bat and began walking every different path in retrospect. Journeys to become who they are today, but now their paths will converge. The two brothers unite for one goal. With Eskrima Stick and Crowbar combined, Nightwing and Red Hood are ready for anything except when they have to face next. Don't miss out on this explosive adventure. So this is going to be cool to see these two kind of team up for once. You don't really get that too often. All right, so we got the Robin Annual 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at this cover. Robin in love, toxic parents, Ravager says family ties, Flatline is reading a Nightwing book. Okay, what is with Roz right here? Immortal abs, Ra's al Ghul's workout secrets revealed. If we don't get that in the issue, I'm going to be very disappointed. I just imagine it being some like 1980s workout video like you'd see in a movie or something, or those tapes on TV or whatever, like those old, what was it called, Tybo or something like that. I can imagine something like that happening here. But this one should be kind of interesting. Like, this feels like one of those Teen Vogue, like those teen magazine covers I used to see in the store all the time. You can still kind of see them, but like that's what this cover is kind of giving off. All right, so tail of the tape. The League of Lazarus has introduced Robin. This is also the 30th. My God, how many books are coming out November 30th? We're going to have nothing in December. The League of Lazarus has introduced Robin to a wide range of some of the youngest, deadliest fighters on the planet, from XSL and his Hype Squad to Respawn and his Deathstroke fandom. And these killers mean business, but no fighter has made an impact on Damian Wayne like Flatline, the former sidekick. Okay, so former, so she's definitely going to leave Lord Deathman at some point. And one of the most elite combatants in the tournament. But who is Flatline? Uncover the secret origin of the all breakout fighting stars of Robin in this oversized special that puts the KO in comic book. Plus, Atlantean fighters join the tournament. Come on, Mother Soul, never order the fish, always order the steak. So yes, we're going to have this thing. It's going to be a 50-page annual. Boy, there's going to be a lot of comics come November 30th. I'm just going to be like, how am I supposed to keep up with all these? But yeah, I'm excited for this thing. I'm excited to learn what Flatline's origin is. It's probably going to be a bit tragic or something kind of along the lines of that, but should be interesting. Wonder Woman Annual 2021 Annual #1. So we got that too. Justice League Dark Annual right here. Superman Son of Kal-El Annual. I mean, all these annuals, like there's only been like a few issues in this thing, but we still have all these annuals, like 50 pages. Like this is coming out the 30th. This is the 30th. How am I supposed to keep up with all this stuff in November? It's going to take me like a week to kind of get through all this stuff. And then we also have stuff earlier in the month too. So November is going to be a stacked ass month. I don't know if we're even going to get a lot of stuff in December, come to think of it, but we'll see. So the John Kent stuff, it's going to have him meeting Lex Luthor at some point, making new friends. I think it'll be good. The Batman box set. Okay, so just a box set here. Mr. Miracle. I think are we at the end? Oh, we're only in Action Comics now. So we got some Action Comic stuff. Aquaman the Becoming. Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Target #2. I definitely want to be kind of reading this stuff because, I like Green Arrow and all that. Arkham City, The Order of the World #3. I think this is set in the Arkham world. Batman 89 #4. Someone's hot on Bruce Wayne's heels to prove the connection of Batman once and for all. Meanwhile, Harvey Dent plans his next steps for Gotham, which is a simple flip of a coin. What does he have in store for Gotham, and can Batman twist probability in his favor? He's got this here. I like the Catwoman variant cover. Definitely Keaton stuff. I'm excited for Michael Keaton to come back. Batman Catwoman #9. Don't quite care what's going on in this book. Batman vs. Big B, A Wolf in Gotham #3. Batman Reptilian. Whoa. Look at this thing. That looks actually pretty cool. So yeah, we got that one. Batman The Adventures Continues, Season 2, #6. So this is that. We have the Gotham City Sirens there with Batman there. Adventure Season Continues. Batman the Detective #6. More Batman. Batman Urban Legends #10. Oh no, this is December. Oh, this is... No wonder this seems a lot, because we got some December stuff in here. Tim Drake goes to make peace with Batman before he leaves Gotham. Superstar writer Tyne Howard makes her DC debut on Nightwing. Oracle and Batgirl's Holiday Spectacular. Azrael faces down the new villain, the poor fellow, and Tweedledum has to make a grave decision. So, okay. So Tim Drake and Batman are going to... It's probably going to be about what happened with Tim in the most recent issue of Urban Legends, where he's now dating, or wants to date, some guy named Bernard. So, yeah. Black Manta #3. Checkmate #6. We got this one here. Not quite caring for what's going on in Leviathan. I read the first issue, and there was just wasn't really doing it for me. Crush and Lobo #6. So we got that going on here. Crush and Lobo #7. On sale, 12/7. Oh, it looks like we're kind of getting some stuff in December, but not necessarily like everything. So I don't know if DC is going to kind of stop, because they're really crowding November. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure they're going to have some things in December. What do we got here? DC vs. Vampires #2. The war of the survival of the human race has begun. A mysterious new vampire lord has already put in plan a motion to conquer Earth, and the first step is destroy the Justice League. What the world's greatest detective might be Earth's last hope, and it's time for the Bat family to hunt. Should be interesting. Deathstroke Incorporated #3, written by Joshua Williamson. Deathstroke hunts the deadly cheetah to the last place you'd expect, the legendary land of Che Terra. A storybook fantasy of Cheetah's creation. To get cheetahs, Deathstroke must hack his way into evil witches, murderous unicorns, and an army of cat warriors. Oh, this sounds like fun. I feel like Williamson's just kind of going crazy and just like, screw it, I'm going to add Deathstroke riding a unicorn into battle. I love this. I love this cover. This is one of my favorite Deathstroke covers. It's Deathstroke in knight's armor riding a killer unicorn. That's kind of everything you need to see. And plus Black Canary. So I'm really excited for this Deathstroke book. And again, like the last 2 weeks of November are just stacked. So we got that. Future State Gotham #7. Haven't really been paying any attention to much of what's going on in Future State, because it's just a possible future. It's not set in stone. So we got that. Green Lantern #8. Hardware Season 1 #4. That's another thing right there. Curtis, this, that. Harley Quinn, The King Eat, Bang, Kill Tour #3. First dates are usually memorable, but Harley's is no different. When Hush decided to disrupt their date. Okay, have they not dated before? Like in the show, they're... I guess not. Whatever. Human Target, Icon of Rocket Season 1 #5. Justice League #70. Place Your Best in the World. Flush Gang is back. Find out their connection to Deathstroke. They're growing plot between Green Arrow and Batman. Meanwhile, the villain from the Dark Multiverse's return is about to turn Justice League. Okay. And Ram V, so you got the backup there. Justice League Infinity #5. Got that there. Got this cover here. Justice League Infinity #6. Could be interesting. 6 to 7. So I think January we should be done with all that. Justice League The Last Ride #7. It's all been building to this. I have not read any of the storyline going on here, but is that Ra's al Ghul? Oh, that's cool. I may have to check it out at some point. Or Legends of the Dark Knight I'm looking at. And Catching Batman heads to Rome to stop Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins from getting their hands on an ancient artifact that they want to use to increase the power of the Lazarus Pits. It's not known as the artifact, already under protection of the Order of St. Dumas, specifically Azrael. From the creative team of the critically acclaimed Batman writer Brandon Easton and rising star artist Carl Moser, or whatever it is. So we got that one. A cool little Ra's al Ghul story with Azrael in there. Looney Tunes 263. Is anybody reading these? I've never seen it. I don't really ever see them in the comic book shops. Mad Magazine. Nubia and the Amazons. I think it's cool. Nubia's getting some. It's got this interesting looking cover here. Nubia and the Amazons number 3. Pennyworth number 4. Regeneration full head. Not familiar with this. Okay, Robin number 6. So we got this cool cover here. Looks like they're both kind of flat, fighting side by side here, which is on the cover, so that's gonna be cool. More about Mother Soul. I think Mother Soul is Ra's al Ghul's wife. That's one of my theories. I think that's Talia's mother, but I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see how it's gonna turn out. It should be interesting. It's time for a rematch. Robin and Connor Hawke face off for round 2 in their winner-takes-all battle for the legal Lazarus supremacy. I think this is the end of the tournament arc, but the tournament nearing its end, what surprises does Mother Soul have up her sleeve? I hope it doesn't involve that massive hellish pit and the immortal monster lying within it. Aw, beans. It's about that, isn't it? Okay, so there's something inside that pit. Maybe they're sacrificing all the fighters to bring something back. I think that's what it's going to be. I don't know. Maybe they're fighting fuels it like it's Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z, where, the fighting energy is what restores his powers. We'll just have to wait and see, but I am excited to see what this all is going to lead to with this whole, legal Lazarus resin and all that stuff. I'm interested, most of all, to see what's going to happen with the Robin book after the tournament arc. Is he going to go back to Gotham now? It seems like that, and the end of Fear State, he's going to make an appearance at some point to kind of go back and maybe help the family through the stuff. Maybe Flatline will go with him, or Connor Hawke, or Rose Wilson, or something. But I'm wondering what's next for Damian after the tournament. Readjusting to life in Gotham, new challenges along the way, meeting old friends, new villains, setting up somewhere else, maybe just bonding with his dad and mom. It's all, up in the air, but that's what I'm kind of more curious about, because, okay, we got the tournament arc, but what happens after that? So, Static Season 1, we got that. Suicide Squad number 9. Suicide Squad number 10, beginning in December. See, they got some stuff in December. Suicide Squad King Shark number 3. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Superman 78 number 4. All right, Teen Titans Academy. What is this one going to say? Homecoming continues. Homecoming is time for union and reflection. The shocking news that Roy is alive has left the Titans and the Flash with plenty to reflect upon. As old wounds are ripped open, the Academy's very existence called into question, leaving the future of its vulnerable young students up in the air and exposing them to the fury of an old foe out for vengeance. So we got this here. We got some of the old members on there. We got Red X, and we got all these other characters who nobody's going to remember. The Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 8. Okay, so this is a fun little cover right here with the little Joker. Definitely animated series ties. Oh, the Flash. That's right. He's in here too. See what I mean? There's just so many Batman books. It just consumes everything in its path. It's just Batman comics at this point. It's not Detective Comics. Or DC Comics. It's Batman Comics. Dr. Fate arrives to twist the Flashway in between a two-dimensional causeway filled with demonic forces. Now it's up to you, the reader, to help the Scarlet Speedster make his way through the dangerous dimension toward its final destruction, the beginning of a brand new adventure. Out of breath right now. The Joker, number 9. So we got the Samson family, Clown Prince of Crime, backup on Punchline, and Harper Row go head-to-head. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Joker presents Puzzle Box. Joker presents Puzzle Box number 5. Nice House on the Lake number 6. The Swamp Thing, number 9. Everything's just instead of just putting Swamp Thing, they put The Swamp Thing. Okay, Titans United, number 3. This should be interesting. Raven, Red Hood, and Don Troy are on the trail of cold-hearted killer Lady Vic. How long before bullets start to fly? Mila and Connor Khan has a close encounter with Tamaran royalty. Will his powers lost? Can he survive? And Beast Boy, all Beast Boy wants to do is enjoy his milkshake in peace. Okay, this is by Cameron Scott. It should be interesting to get a decent Titans book. Wonder Girl, number 7. This is with Yara Flor. For a second, I thought Poison Ivy's on there because they made her look green. So we got that there. Wonder Woman Black and Gold. I love these cover right here. Look at this. All these covers just look awesome. I love the color aesthetics of Black and Gold. Makes me think of Power Rangers Zeo. That's a random thought, but just had to say it. So we got this Wonder Woman thing. So we got some backups here. Wonder Woman 781. And then it looks like that's kind of it. We're just kind of getting these collected. Urban Legends Volume 1. We're going to get Batman vs. Ra's al Ghul, which has been going on for quite a while now. Let's just kind of skim through. And I think that's kind of it for the most part. Is this the omnibus thing? Yeah, I'm not going to get the volumes for that one. But yes, so there you go. That right there are the November 2021 solicitations. And also kind of a slight bit of December a bit. Here we go. There was so much to kind of digest and break down here. But yeah, basically what we're getting is Tyne is going to be leaving Batman, which leaves the door open. I don't know who's going to take over, probably at the beginning of January. I assume it probably might be John Ridley, considering he's writing I Am Batman, the next Batman. Hey, look at Jace Fox. He's going to be Batman. I mean, he's barely been in the comics. And really was just kind of created this past year, and you have all these other characters with their lineages who have been there for plenty of years, but we're gonna have this new character kind of take over as Batman. That's what I'm kind of interpreting it as. Why would it? Like, why not choose Batwing if you're gonna like bring in like you know like why Jace Fox? Like, why not Luke Fox? Like, Luke Fox has been around way longer. Like, if you're gonna have somebody who's like should be the next Batman in terms of like the Fox family, shouldn't it be Luke Fox? Like, he's been around like way longer. He's actually appeared in like maybe he's actually appeared in animated movies too. It just kind of blows my mind. Like, why are you creating like an original character just to kind of take over as Batman when you have all these characters who have been around for years, and you're just going to kind of brush them aside for someone else? But yeah, apparently like there's going to be somebody else kind of taking over as Batman. It's so obvious who it's going to be. If it's not, I'll actually kind of be surprised, but I mean, it's pretty much a given at this point who's going to be the new Batman, even though they haven't really been a factor much at all. But yeah, so we got that. So Tyne's leaving. Batman's going to take a break until he eventually comes back. Fear State, we are not going to get Future State now. Like, that's pretty much a given, which people should know at this point because of all the stuff going on here. So this will stop it. I'll be really excited when Fear State's kind of over with, so we can kind of go in a little bit newer of a fresher direction. None of the Future State timeline stuff. No more of the Scarecrow Magistrate stuff. I want to move on to something else. I don't know who will be the next big villain after Scarecrow. I feel like we've kind of done Joker a lot. I feel like we've done Penguin. I would like to see the Riddler kind of take over Gotham City, or maybe Ra's al Ghul, or just somebody a little bit different, because I feel like I'm kind of like with some of these villains for a while. Like, it was cool to get Scarecrow for a bit. We had Joker for a while. Put the Joker on ice, keep him out of Gotham for a while. I'm kind of Jokered out. Maybe have the Penguin. Riddler and Penguin, I feel like, would be kind of cool to see really kind of push to the limelight again. We did Bane, so I feel like it's Riddler's time. I feel like it's Riddler's time to kind of take over Gotham and do some crazy stuff again. Or Two-Face. Like, Riddler, Two-Face. Who else? Riddler, Two-Face. Maybe Ra's al Ghul. Maybe Catwoman. No, Catwoman's not really fully villain, but I just want to see a different villain kind of push to the forefront for a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. I'm excited to see Tyne's thing kind of come to an end at this point. But I can't fully blame him for all the stuff that kind of went down, because as he's kind of explained, I read some stuff up on it, and he kind of goes to explain that basically, like, it didn't really matter kind of what he was doing. It was always kind of like somebody was changing, like, oh no, we got to go in this direction. So he had to kind of do a lot of stuff on the fly. And like, you were kind of limited in terms of what he could do with certain characters. That's why he was creating so many. So I can kind of understand like why he created so many characters. Obviously, you can get a lot of money and benefits for all that too with royalties. But it also comes to the point where it's just like DC didn't know what direction they were going with for the longest time. Now that Didio's out, we have new people coming in. Future State 5G, that's kind of being pushed away. We got this whole Fear State thing, and then after this, I feel like we kind of have like a bit of a clean slate, with Infinite Frontier and all that, so we can go into some new, interesting directions. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I wonder what Batman's going to do now that he's going to kind of be like maybe taking a break from being Batman. Hopefully he can be, a father figure for once. Like, he can kind of do some stuff that way, because I mean, he's kind of been neglectful in that area for a long time. So we'll see what happens. Like, this is all kind of like the big conclusion of it all, is this whole Fear State Omega thing. So we'll see where things go for here. But there's a lot of titles coming out in November, and there's just so much. It's kind of overwhelming at this point. I can't really like keep up with it all. I'm just kind of like skimming through. I'm like, my God, like the last 2 weeks of November are going to be stacked as fuck. So yeah, I'm excited for November. I think November's got a lot of exciting titles and selections. We still got some cool stuff coming out this month, and then September, and then October, and November. It's quite overwhelming. So we'll see where it goes from here. What are your thoughts on the November 2021 solicitations? Tell me what you thought of them in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications. Be sure to come back next time. I got some more content coming up along the way. I haven't gotten around to like really reading and doing reviews on all the new comic book stuff this week, but I'm going to get this video out today, and then next week I'm going to really do some catch up because I've just fallen so far behind this entire week. It's just been pure pandemonium craziness. So yeah, once I get those out there, then we'll be in good shape, and then we can kind of push onward and get to some new and exciting stuff. So all right, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.